All right, so today we're out here back in Lakeway. We're essentially, as you can see here, we have a basin that has a duplex pump system in it. Originally, this building had a septic system up front. We're getting rid of that. That's what you can see behind us going on. We're essentially filling it up. The septic system is everywhere, really. Does not come out in one piece. So that's what we're doing now. We're just filling up the hole as the code requires us to do. But essentially, we deleted the septic system. Now we're on this duplex system that shoots from here, goes all the way back to the property line into the city sewer. And essentially what we're doing here today. So the main reason we were swapping over from the septic into a basin is because the city's kind of wanting people move over from being on a septic into their sewer taps. As well, I mean, it's a lot easier. You don't ever have to be pumping this out. It automatically does it for you, so you don't have to run the risk of it ever filling up and essentially being without sewer until somebody comes out here and pumps it. Here we have a duplex system is what it is. It's two separate pumps in the same basin, pumping into the same 1.25-inch line that feeds into the city tap. Code requirements for this, essentially, putting your basin in has to be leveled out underneath with gravel and concrete. And then coming up on the sides of the basin, you need at least 12 inches of concrete supporting it. We did a little bit of overkill just to be safe. The panel itself has to be 48 inches from bottom to top. What I mean by that is from the bottom of the grade to here, has to be 4 feet. I am not 4'2". I don't know why it makes me look this shorter, but I'm 7 foot tall. And then this right here, which I'll see coming out up there, that's a vent. It does gonna have a mushroom vent up top on the lid, but it requires to have a secondary vent. The 4-inch piping we see here, that is the sewer drain coming in out of the building. And then can't really tell much now, but the ejection line comes here. And if y'all look that way, you can kind of see where that's at. But we did such a great job to save the grass, so we were able to put most of it back on there. These pumps that we installed here are E1 pumps. They don't rely off of floats like traditional pumps do. They essentially just have everything pre-wired into the pump itself. And then you come up here and everything's labeled as to what wire does what. Essentially having floats without having to set them. All right, so back here is where the city tap was at. The 6-inch green pipe, essentially what tells us is here. Well, we made sure with the city that this is what the tap for this building. What we did down there to be able to attach to it, we installed a 6x4 Y, brought it over with the 45, and per code with the set inspector here in Lakeway, we had to put a rolling offset on our fittings at a 45-degree angle to meet code. And then this right here is just a stack for us to be able to test our whole ejection line before we started up, just to make sure there was no leaks and we wouldn't have any surprises when we did power those pumps on and have essentially sewage water go everywhere. But I would always check with the local inspector to make sure everything's up to their standards, because you do not want to be going back and forth, wasting time and money, getting stuff figured out. Every different job is a little bit different, so I would always just make sure with the inspector as to what they want in set scenario. All right, so today is essentially just wrapping up. Obviously, we have to put the sand back in, cover the hole that we created, and then haul off all the extra stuff, which includes the septic that we collapsed. We don't want to leave any trash behind. We'll leave the area as close to as possible to what we found it. Obviously, with driving machinery on it, it's pretty hard to do that, but we're gonna try to fly on that as well. If you ever need to switch over from a septic to a city sewer, just give us a call. We'll be more than happy to help you. We do this all the time, so we're pretty confident. We're professionals at it, and we're confident everything will go as it should.